How's it going, everybody? There are twomanyraptors here, and welcome back to Team Sonic Racing. So, if you've been watching me for a while now, and I mean a long while now, you would know that every year, except 2017 because I was busy that year, I would play like a small Grand Prix Let's Play of the most recent Sonic Racing title every year. And that used to be with Sonic Racing Transformed until Team Sonic Racing came out. So for this year, we're going to be doing the Grand Prix of Team Sonic Racing. And I'll keep on doing that next year and the year after and all that all the time until the next Racing Sonic game, in which I'll be doing that to that Sonic game. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so Grand Prix... Expert, because I want it fast. So yeah, there's going to be a total of 5 episodes, each one with a Grand Prix in it. So, Grand Prix 1. Yeah, which character should I choose though? Oh no, you know what I could do? I could just, yeah, there are 5 teams. I will just choose my favorite character in each team. So, the first team shall be Team Sonic, and obviously I'll choose Sonic the Hedgehog. So, let's go. Let's choose... Ooh, which color scheme shall I choose though? Huh. I really don't know, honestly. You know, let's do this one. This one. That looks nice. Alright, let's go. Got to move along. Every chance we dream. Every time we sing. It lifts our hearts. Let us go and race. Let us live the dream. Everyone will dance as we fly so free. Where's there no devastating? Every time I go with you. Ah, I'm really glad I bought this on the Switch. I know I said this countless times during my Let's Play of this game, but I'm just really glad that I bought this on the Switch, honestly. Because it's one of those games where you feel like you don't want to get stuck at home playing all the time. You want to have the ability to play this wherever you go, honestly. And I'm really happy I bought it then here. I've always had that issue. Ever since Team Sonic Racing was announced, and it was announced that it's going to be for the Switch, I've always had my mind to play it on the Switch. But I was afraid initially that it would not look or even play that well on the Switch. I thought it was going to be like the Sonic Forces debacle, where Sonic Forces looks meh on the Switch, but looks superb on the Xbox and PS4. I was afraid it's going to be like that, but the case is not here. Apparently, it looks quite good on the Switch. I mean, of course, it looks far better on the Xbox and PS4, and the frame rate is a lot higher, 60 frames. But the downgrade isn't that much, honestly. I could take the downgrade. The 30 frames per second is stable for me, and the graphics look okay. They don't look that terrible. Clearly, I'm okay with it. So I'm really happy with this port. So I'm really glad I bought it on the Switch, honestly. I was initially planning to buy... No, technically speaking, this is my first Sonic game on the Switch, if I said it on my Let's Play of Team Sonic Racing. But this is the first Sonic game I bought on the Switch, honestly. There was supposed to be another game I bought on the Switch, which was also a Sonic game. It was meant to be Sonic Mania. God damn it! God damn it! Who pricked me? Damn it! There was supposed to be another Sonic game that I was supposed to buy on the Switch. And it was meant to be Sonic Mania. The only problem is during that time I didn't know how to properly buy games online. I was not yet ready. So when Sonic Mania came out, I just got it for the Xbox because I know then how to properly buy things online. I wasn't ready yet to buy anything online on the Switch. I was more into the physical cartridges and all that stuff. Nowadays I am. I buy mostly everything online now. In very rare cases do I buy it as a cartridge. Alright, Ocean View. Here we go, love. Oh my god. This was in Seaside Hill first. Yeah, this was in Sonic Heroes first, if I'm led to believe. Oh, I remember the first time I played Sonic Heroes. Technically speaking, yes, Sonic Heroes was my very first official Sonic game. I remember I played the Sonic game before Sonic Heroes, but it wasn't official. It was like some bootleggery bullschnitzel. And so, I mean, it was horrible. What the heck? Whoa, 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 whoa! Thread the needle there. Damn! But yeah, it was like a very terrible bootleg of a game. It was a classic Sonic game, but it was like in black and white, and it had like this high-pitched squeal. I don't know, the song was like or something like that. It was I don't remember what it's called, but it was a bootleg game, I know for sure, because it didn't feel or sound official. But of course, when I was young, I didn't know any better. I just thought, oh, there are so many games in one cartridge. Yeah, that's what it was. It was in a game. It was in one of those, you know, bootleg Game Boy cartridges where, yeah, it was in one of those Game Boy cartridges where there's like 50 games in one and like that. And I don't think official cartridges do that. Well, maybe there would be, but I don't think I got an official one. So that's where I first saw Sonic. Anything Sonic related, but it was very, very crude. It was in black and white, a bit greenish and gray and all that stuff, and it was ugh. Yeah, the sound was ugh. Then I played Sonic Heroes. And yeah, you all know why Sonic Heroes got me hooked into the Sonic franchise, because there was more than just Sonic. That's what hooked me into the Sonic franchise. The fact that there was a lot more into Sonic. I knew the Sonic franchise already, but it didn't get me hooked yet. What really got me hooked was the extra characters. Whoa! What's this? What's this red echidna? What's this double-tailed fox? Who is this black, dark, and grooming hedgehog? You know, like that. I was like, whoa. There's more to Sonic than just Sonic. The world is bigger. That's what got me to the Sonic franchise to begin with. That's what made me love Sonic Heroes. I mean, the Sonic Heroes game was hit or miss. It wasn't a great game, by all means. It was an okay game for me. So, that's what got me hooked. Alright, Roulette Road. Here we go. Oh, does anyone remember that level in Sonic Heroes where you have to do that pinball thing? When I was young, I was so terrible at that mode. Like, you know, where you have to be a pinball and have to reach the top? I remember spending like, I remember 30 minutes, I think, no, not 30 minutes, that's too much, that's over the top. But I remember spending longer than you're supposed to on that one section where you're supposed to do the pinball and all that stuff. Because for the love of me, when I was young, I did not know how to go through with it. The controls were just wonky for me at that moment. I mean, the controls were okay for me up until that point, honestly. It's kind of weird, isn't it? That when you are young, when you play a certain game, like, it's super hard for you, but then all of a sudden, you know, you're older now. You're now you know, you're an adult, you may say, and you play that old game again, and then you got that remembering feeling that, oh yeah, I remember having a hard time in this level, and then you do it as an adult now, and all of a sudden, whoa, I did it like in 2 seconds or a minute or something like that, and you're wondering to yourself, why was it hard to begin with? Of course, the obvious answer is that you're older now, you're much more experienced, you've been through a lot, you know? You're more gritty and stuff and like that. You're not naive like a kid, even though sometimes that's better. But, you know, you still get that lingering feeling like, why did I have a hard time with it, even though you already know the answer? And that's what I felt actually with Sonic Heroes during that casino area, where you had to, you know, beat the pinball and all that. I was like, oh, I don't know how to play this. Damn it. There was also another point in Sonic Heroes where I was... Damn it, I'm doing poorly here. Damn it. There was another point in Sonic Heroes where yeah, I think the castle, the haunted castle. I remember I had a bit of a hard time going through that thing, not knowing what to do, honestly. I was like, whoa, where do I go? So I spent like a good... Well, I spent a long time. You know, you're supposed to play the games fast, but it's long. So I remember when I was young spending a few minutes extra trying to beat those levels, and then when I'm older now, I'm like, oh wait, I beat this in a jiffy. And I'm like, wow, I'm better now. Wow, but why don't I feel better? The quirks. There are quirks to being an adult. Like now, there are some things that society will just lay over you. You know, that's the sad thing about being young. They see you as a person who doesn't know nothing that well, which is probably the case, obviously. But then again, you feel good about it. Now that you're an adult, obviously, you have more freedom. People treat you like an adult now. You do it on your own, you know, something like that. But, oh, that's a tight drifting turn right there. Woo! You saw that? Woo! Now that you're an adult, you get to do whatever you want, but now you feel like you wish sometimes you felt the way you were back when you were a child. I mean, you weren't that free, technically speaking, because people will tell you what to do, what not to do, and stuff like that, because, you're a child. But at the same time, you felt free because, that's what it means to be a child. You didn't experience the negative sides of the world yet, and so you just go and so even though you weren't actually free, yet your parents had to tell you what to do and all that stuff, you felt free. You felt like, oh, my imagination is wilder and much more vivid than how it was now as an adult. Now as an adult, you have a hard time trying to make things more vivid, more amazing and all that stuff. So you are free, but now that freedom feels meh. It feels more like survival rather than living, if you catch my drift. I mean, that's the reason why I play video games more frequently now. Because they were a big part of my childhood. And I feel like that's what's left of my childhood still alive, basically. That's improper grammar, but you get my drift. I'm losing my touch on grammar, so excuse my lack of grammar in my talking right now. But I'm losing my touch. But you essentially get my drift, right? Like essentially, when you get older, remember when you were young and you encountered some situations in which like, man, I wish I was a grown-up so I could do this and that, and then you grow up and you can't do it now, but then it's minuscule. Like, it's really, I miss being a child now because I saw the world as a much better place. I felt more alive, basically. Sure, I was naive and stupid, but I was happy. My mind wasn't wrought with memories and experiences of something dark and dull. I'm not gritty or sad or something like that, We spend more of our times as adults now trying to survive rather than, live. Part of that survival is basically to, what? Try to remember what it's like to live? Which is essentially being a child? That's why every time, I remember, I got some people asking me recently that, why do you always want to go back to being a child? You do realize that there are some things that you couldn't do as a child that you can now do as an adult. And I'm like, yes, that is true. That's what's the quirk of being an adult. But what I meant by being a child, I mean like I miss the days of the way how I think when I was a child. My mentality was much more clean, was much more, well, not clean as in, now I think dirty and all that, being a pervert like that. No, I mean like my mind was much more clear in the sense. I could imagine things more vividly, and what I imagined felt real, Like, when you're a child, for some reason, the boundaries between illusion and reality somehow gets taken away when you're a child. But of course, as you get older, that barrier becomes much more prolific and taller and, there. God damn it. So, now you just wish that you wished for the days where you weren't that young, or where you weren't that, dull now. It's a cruel twist of life. But then again, if you want to look more positively, yes, now you could do some stuff as an adult that you couldn't do as a child. But you've experienced so much that what's the point? I can do that thing I couldn't do as a child now to be happy, but now your moments of happiness seem to be, like, far less. As a child, it's far more. So even though you couldn't do some things, you're fine with it, it's okay. It's all the approach of it. Now you're striving to find it, like, oh, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that, that kind of thing. It's always that moment, then. That's why I always look back. That's why I'm always playing video games now, and that's why I'm trying to make video games some sort of like what I do all the time now. Damn it. I mean, yes, of course, I go to a universe in which they are real, I mean, of course, in the universe I come from, which is, this one, they're nothing but video game characters. They're not real, they don't exist. But I am able to go to universes in which they do exist. They're as real as the problems we human beings have. So that's the gist of it. And I always want to escape to their world, whether it be the Sonic world, the Disney world, and all that stuff. I always escape to them nowadays because the heavy lifting of being an adult becomes... It just makes me wish for being a child even more. And me going to these different worlds other than my own world really helps in bringing back such world and stuff like that. This got too sad. I'm gonna stop right now. But anyway, yep, I have done the first Grand Prix quite amazingly, actually. Wow. Anyway, so I got first place, and I'm gonna end it right here. So yeah, in the next video we're gonna do Grand Prix 2 and vice versa and stuff like that. So comment down below, what's your favorite world? Doesn't have to be the Sonic world. What's your favorite world? And what's your favorite thing to do as a child that you miss doing? Like you can no longer do as an adult. So comment down below what's that thing. Other than that, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe my channel if you'd like to see more. Bye bye!